Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the year of 2025, and you know what that means. It is time to resume the winter 2025 Rocket League season. I am your fellow WIHSEA commentator, Andrew Schiss Jr., pleased to be joining you once again for the WIHSEA Match of the Weeks. This week we have another banger doubleheader. At 4 p.m., we will be having Case Walden versus Rural Virtual Academy. Then around 5 p.m., we will have the Elkhorn Elks taking on the Sheboygan South Red Wings. So let's dive into the team notes for both Case Walden and Rural Virtual Academy. If you haven't heard the news, Case High School and Walden have combined to form a sort of a super team. I wouldn't really call it a super team per se. It's kind of like the regular sports analogy that I'll use here, since the NBA loves to have their big threes with different players. You can name a ton of them from the NBA. You could even call an NFL team a super team, but I digress. So we'll look into the notes for the Case Legends / Walden III Wolverines. They are in Division 1. Players consist of Kyle X-Ray, their captain, who is a Grand Champion 3. Jaden, coming over from Case, who's a Grand Champion 2. Backtrack a little bit. X-Ray is originally from Walden. And then their third is Wububs, Anthony, who is a Grand Champion 1. And for Case and Walden last season, Case had a little bit of a nice playoff run. They beat New Richmond and a couple of other teams to make it to the semifinals, which they lost to the defending Division 1 champion after that playoff bracket, Middleton Cardinals. So Case had a nice little playoff run making it to the semifinals. Unfortunately for Walden, they had only made it to the first round where they lost to Fox Valley. So a little bit of a short end of the stick for them, but they're back, they're combined, they're unified with Case. And this past fall, the High School Esports League hosted a statewide tournament, regionals for Central, East, and I believe Western portions of the United States. So Case Walden was actually a part of the Central Regional. So in their regular season action, they went 7-0. They had an 87.5 game win percentage. They finished first overall in the High School Esports League Central regular season standings. And then for regionals, their playoffs in the Central, they went all the way to the grand final. In the first round, they had a win versus Academy of Gamers, 4-0 score there. Second round, they had a win over Middleton, who I just said won the Division 1 title for Rocket League this past season, winter 2024. So that was a big win for them. Quarterfinal, they won against the Epic Commons, 4-1. Semifinals, they took down SLUH Blue 4-0. And in the grand final, they lost to Geyer Wildcats 4-1 in a series where they couldn't really get anything going offensively. I know X-Ray put up a few goals in that game, but just the whole team couldn't really adapt to what the Geyer Wildcats were throwing at them. So unfortunately, they came up just short there. But this team coming into winter 2025 WIHSEA season is going to be one to watch for sure, especially in Division 1. They're looking for everything. They're looking for the gold. This is X-Ray's last year as a WIHSEA Rocket League competitor, as he is a senior at Walden High School. So look for Walden to make a strong playoff push. I mean, we're not even like 2 weeks into the regular season, but this team, Case Walden, is determined to win everything. And so far this season, they are 2-0 overall, 6-0 game record. They're currently tied first place in Division 1. I believe they have the head-to-head tiebreaker over everybody right now, so they should be number 1 overall. For week 1, their first match was a 3-0 win against the Slinger Owls, and then match 2 of week 1 was a win versus Chippewa Falls 3-0. And that's another team that others around the league are saying, could they make another push at the playoffs? Last year, Chippewa was in the grand final against Middleton, but they could not win. But what we saw from Chippewa Falls on stream in their playoff game, their first rounder against Green Bay Southwest last year, was incredible. They unfortunately lost 2 of their starting players from last year, so that's going to be hard to try to fill in those gaps for them to make another great playoff push like they just did last season. And then a little bit of accolades on the bottom, as you see, for Case and Walden. So Case's WIHSEA accolades, they've won 3 Smash Bros. Championships, 1 Smite Championship, and 2 third-place appearances for Rocket League, both in 2022 and in 2024. Walden's WIHSEA accolades consist of 2 spring titles, 2020 and 2022, and then Valorant Spring 2023 Division 3 title. And we'll move over to Rule Virtual Academy, representing Division 1 as well. Their players, they have 6 players, so they're going to have different lineups throughout this matchup, this best of 5. So players consist of Miller, their captain, who's a Grand Champion 2, RVA Cardinal, who's a Grand Champion 1, Ragnarok, Champion 3, RVA Smarts, a Champion 1, Blue Koala, a Champion 1, and Bussy for Life, I believe that's how you pronounce that, Gold 3. Winter 2024 season stats for Rule Virtual Academy: they went 5-1 overall, 18-3 game record. They finished 3rd in Division 1's Group B conference, and in the playoffs, they earned the 9th seed, taking out number 8 Slinger 3-2, and then dropping to defending champ Middleton Cardinals 3-1 or 3-0, excuse me. And RVA also competed in the same high school esports league tournament that Walden did. RVA had 2 teams, so their primary team, 6-1 overall, 83.3% game winning percentage, finished 4th overall in those central standings. RVA's red team went 5-2 overall, 65.4 game winning percentage, finished 4th overall in those same central standings. Playoffs for both squads looked like this. The primary team went all the way to round 2, and they lost to SLUH Blue. And the red team went to round 1, where they lost to the Northeast Magnet. So, didn't really do much in the playoffs, but the regular season, pretty solid for RVA on all fronts. And so far this season, WIHSEA's Winter 2025 season, that is, 7-0 overall record, 6-4 game record. Currently tied for first place in Division 1. There's maybe almost half the Division 1 teams that are tied for first place, but I think after this week, that'll sort of be solidified with the 2-match format that we have each week, which is really nice, by the way. So, week 1, match 1, they defeated Hartford Union 3-2 in a tough one. Week 1, match 2, they defeated Slinger Owls again in another tough match, 3-2. So, RVA has been a really scrappy team this season, and I'm excited to see what they throw Case Walden's way, because Case Walden has not lost a single game as far as WIHSEA goes. High School Esports League, that's a different story. But yeah, that's about all the notes I have on both of those teams. I expect a great showing from both teams here. Ultimately, I see Case Walden coming out with a win. It's not going to be a dominant win per se. I think RVA is going to show enough of a fight to prevent a 3-0 deficit, but I think Case Walden is going to have the edge here. Give me a 3-2 score with Case on top. That is my prediction. So we've got about 8 minutes to count. And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in years, we have a new scoreboard overlay. Thank you to Harmony, our new graphic designer. She is absolutely amazing. And she reached out to me and wanted to make a new overlay for Rocket League. So there we go. And also she makes the promo graphics for social media as well. So shout out to Harmony. She is the best in the business. And we will be getting the teams in the lobby pretty shortly. If you are just tuning in, this is the Winter 2025 Varsity Week 2 WIHSEA Rocket League season. Oh, I messed that up. Let me do it again. So if you're just tuning in, this is the Varsity Week 2 Winter 2025 WIHSEA Match of the Week stream for Rocket League, consisting of Case Walden versus RVA taking place at 4 p.m. and Elkhorn versus Sheboygan South taking place around 4:45 to 5 p.m. That's better. Okay. We're all on the same page now. Excited to see what the Winter 2025 season has in store. Our last stream was all the way back on December 17th, 2024. It's crazy to say that it's now 2025. But if you missed that week 1 stream, we had McGuanago versus Wausau West in a game where Wausau West had an upper hand in the first game, but McGuanago just won all 3 of the games to win the series 3-0. McGuanago, a new team to Rocket League, and they showed out pretty well. I mean, their players were playing great all around. Defense was amazing. The passing plays over the middle of the field with, Benja, Bronco, and Javiolito. I mean, that team is great, so they're going to be one to watch out for as well in Division 1. And then the second match was Pacelli versus Deerfield. Pacelli took down Deerfield finally, although it was regular season, but a win is a win nonetheless. Pacelli won that game 3-0 after holding off Deerfield. It was these 3-0 matches, both of them were closer than the score showcased. So, sometimes if you look at a box score, you're going to say, oh, the one team got, smacked. But if you actually sit down and watch these streams, half of the 3-0 victories you see aren't really necessarily 3-0. It just comes down to, that last minute or so in a match where it's desperation time for the other team to put up a goal to maybe tie or win the game. So that's ultimately what they come down to. And lobby information has been sent to both Case Walden and RVA. But I'm just really excited to have a new overlay because it's something new to look at. It doesn't take up that much space on the screen anymore. So, and the zeros you see on the overlay will not count for the goals. In game, it will count for the series score as always. I want to put that disclaimer out because you're going to see the scoreboard in the middle of the overlay right above the WIHSEA logo that you see in the dead center above the choose team thing in the Rocket League custom lobby. So ultimately, I'm just using the game's scoreboard to keep track of the score between each game and the score between the series. So makes things a little bit more easier for me on the side of both producing the stream and also commentating the stream. I see Wapan Esports is in the chat. Thank you for the welcome back. I appreciate that. Sure, you guys are going to be on stream soon. We'll just have to see how the rest of the season shakes up, but I'm sure I can get you guys a spot on here. And my mom is in the chat as well. Hello. Always supporting the WIHSEA streams and everything else that I do. Got about 3 minutes to go until the matches start. I can preview what matches Case Walden and RVA are going to have following this one that's going to be streamed, because the new format for WIHSEA is 2 matches every week. Oh, I think everybody's in the lobby already. Okay, well, never mind that. You'll be getting ready to go here shortly. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough time to spill the tea here. Okay, so after this game's conclusion, Case Walden will be taking on Waukesha South, and RVA will be taking on Brookfield Central Horsepower Lancers. So keep that in mind, and as always, in between the first game and the second game, I will preview the second game, and I will also give you guys a look at the WIHSEA Leaguespot's results for the first match of Week 2, as all 3 divisions are currently playing through their first match of Week 2. We're just about to get started for Case Walden versus RVA, so if you haven't already, grab yourself some popcorn, grab a drink, grab whatever you need, snuggle in the blanket, get some hot cocoa if you have some left over from Christmas, and get ready for this absolute showcase of stellar Rocket League talent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Case Walden versus Rule Virtual Academy. Starting now, game 1 of the best of 5 begins. Miller going to take the ball right off the kickoff, centering it immediately for his teammate Ragnarok. Oh, and RVA with an early opening there, just cannot capitalize. That's unfortunate for them. Jay trying to flip it over to his teammate. X-Ray putting that towards Rule Virtual Academy territory. That 50 is ultimately going to be won by Cardinal. Miller in the vicinity as well, trying to read X-Ray's punt. So far, Case Walden have an early pressure pass over the middle to Jay, and he puts it in for Case Walden. And immediately what you're going to notice about Case Walden is their ability to have extremely amazing chemistry overall between the players. I mean, X-Ray, Jay, Wububs, I mean, they played in the high school esports league for the fall, so they definitely had a lot of games under their belt to really improve as a team. That's another goal immediately following Jay's goal. Wububs getting the best of that this time. I believe there was a demo on the other side of the field, but that's a great shot by Wububs over Miller. So Case Walden taking the early lead in this one, 2-0, 4:19 remaining. Let's see how RVA responds. Next, they're looking to do something crazy. Not able to do it there. Miller's punt almost in, but a great save that time from Wububs. Miller redirect. That one almost in. I know the game didn't say it, but it sure looked like it was going to go in from my point of view. Ragnarok, a pass. Trying to get it to bounce off that crossbar. Jay reads that perfectly. Secures the boost in his half. A little bit of an error roll. Looking for a center. He gets it, but Ragnarok puts it up. X-Ray going up. Puts it in. Dunks it on. My goodness. I mean, if the ball's popped up and you're clumped up like that on defense, it's just free real estate for X-Ray. I mean, he's the aerial assassin on all fronts. This man is hungry for a championship. He has not won since spring 2022 when I first came into the picture for this league. So he's definitely hungry for some gold. And the best way to do it is to make sure you have stellar performances in the regular season and continue sharpening your craft. Let's see what RVA can do here. Trying to get something going. Ragnarok over the middle. Oh, just missing that one. It's still in position. Cardinal. The rebound shot no good. So RVA had 2 good looks early on that he just could not capitalize. And no discredit to RVA as well. They have the experience playing against high-level teams, especially in that high school esports league tournament. Ragnarok trying to shoot that one to RVA Cardinal over the left side of the field, that one not connecting. And RVA definitely showing they can put the pressure on Case. They just cannot come away with goals, and that's been the difference of this game 1. 2:40 remaining here. Cardinal over 1. Gets demoed by Wububs. X-Ray full control of the ball. Gets it past Ragnarok. Gonna bounce off that right corner. A bump from X-Ray. Wububs the center. Jay's shot saved by RVA Cardinal. Miller with the flick. That one not in again. Just another near fall for RVA here. Is that one gonna be in for Case? No. Almost, but Miller there just in time to save it. Cardinal over the middle, trying to pass it to Miller. Cardinal in position. X-Ray, good interception. Putting it off the crossbar. X-Ray air rolling his way to the ball. Majestically gets a demo on Miller. RVA Cardinal breaking it up. The much needed challenge. No one in center position. No one there for Case Walden. They're all trying to see what RVA is going to do. No one back for RVA, at least for the moment. They're trying to float one. X-Ray, a great challenge right away. X-Ray going up a bump from Jay. X-Ray trying to catch the defense off guard. Can't pull one in. RVA strengthening on the defensive side. Ball almost rolling in for RVA. Miller trying to track it down. RVA Cardinal hitting it up. Got to watch out for X-Ray on those. Oh, Miller continuing to put the pressure. RVA, can they get a goal? No, they cannot. And this Case defense, or Case Walden, excuse me, defense has been tremendous so far. Just limiting the opportunities that RVA can get. Now, granted, some of those opportunities are just miscues from RVA's side of the equation. But nonetheless, Case Walden doing their job on the defensive end. RVA doing their job on the defensive end as well. They haven't allowed a goal in a while. But they need goals themselves here, and time of the essence in this game one. That's the demo by X-Ray onto Miller. RVA Cardinal going to have to rotate back for the boost in his left corner. Ball's popped up. X-Ray can't do any damage. Oh, but Wububs can. Bumps RVA Cardinal away, and that's another facet of their repertoire here. Oh my goodness, a goal for Wububs as he gets demoed by Ragnarok. Case Walden has pretty much set themselves up for a 1-0 lead in the series. But yeah, another component in Case Walden's game is the aggressive mentality that they had. I mean, with Case as a team with Jay and Wububs coming over, Case was aggressive as well in their pursuits when they were a full team. But adding X-Ray to the equation is absolutely, you know, a cause for concern if you're a WIHSEA team in Division 1, because you need to watch this man at all times. He almost just hit a double tap or whatever that move was at the end. But is he going to get a buzzer beater double tap? He will. Of course he will. He's X-Ray. The year might have changed, but the player inside X-Ray never changes. Shout out to Gateway Technical College Redhawks Esports for tuning into the stream for great things about your program. Case Walden taking game one 5-0, and what was a dominant performance offensively from them, but RVA had their chances early on to get a lead. Unfortunately, just could not connect on their possessions of the ball. So we're going to see if RVA can clean up those miscues. But, you know, again, going against an aggressive team like Case Walden is definitely going to be tough for sure. Not sure why everybody's exited the game here. I don't know if there's an issue with the server or something. I'll... Looks like I have to change servers here. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't like to save what I have. Oh. Okay, yeah, it should be Central. No, not India servers, Central. Yeah, that's good. Okay, all right, so we changed lobby. Case Walden winning the first matchup 1-0. Yeah, I hate when Rocket League does that sometimes. I have it set to Central, and then when I reload the game, it has it to West, and I don't think to change it again. So it's definitely frustrating for sure. But Case back in here. We're waiting on RVA to rejoin. And once again, if you're just tuning in, this is the WIHSEA Winter 2025 Varsity Week 2 Match of the Week stream. First match is Case Walden versus RVA. Case Walden leading 1-0 in the series over Rural Virtual Academy. Later on, at around 4:45 p.m., we will have Elkhorn Elks taking on the Sheboygan South Red Wings. Sheboygan South, a new team to WIHSEA, so definitely excited to have them on the stream. Alrighty, after the slight delay here, might have been enough time to grab something to drink in between games here, but it's still set to 105, so we'll just have to deal with that. So we'll keep tally of the first game here as Jay puts it in for Case. That's a strong opening to game 2 for Case Walden. Looks like the same team composition for RVA. Jay passing that over the middle. It is not going to connect. Obubzo getting the nice clear into RVA territory. Trying to pass it, Miller. X-Ray puts it in. Reads that one perfectly. Off the ceiling. Picture perfect shot. And it's a 2-0 lead once again for Case Walden. Well, Bub's almost putting that one in. That was a crazy 50 that turned into a slight pinch. Jay trying to center that one off. 0 boost. Stealing the boost from Rural Virtual Academy's half. Well, Bub's shot. No good. That's going to be cleared. Jay going to try to flick it over. Possible center. X-Ray was there, but not complete. That one almost, but Ragnarok, a stellar save that time. Trying to alleviate the pressure caused by Case Walden, but Case Walden still keeping the pressure on. A backwards pass from Miller to RVA Cardinal. X-Ray popping it up for Jay. That is disconnected. RVA Cardinal takes advantage, puts it in. RVA gets a goal. Finally, after so much deliberation, they've worked so hard, and they finally got it. They're within 1. 3:37 remaining in this one. Game 2. RVA Cardinal shot going to be saved by Jay. Oh, Bub's going to pop that one up. Miller is going to be the first one to read it. RVA. RVA a little bit clumped up in that back line. They're just trying to watch out for any demos that Case throws their way. And X-Ray almost putting that one in. Not able to do it. Miller, can he read that one? No. Unfortunately, did not have enough boost to catch that one in transition. Ragnarok going off the ceiling with what little boost he has. Hopping it right to X-Ray. Jay's up. Centers that. Wubub's there and puts it in for Case Walden. Beautiful setup. Beautiful bump by Jay. I mean, this team really has everything you could want. We'll see what RVA can do on the offensive half. They just need to get it off their side. Unfortunately, not gonna do it there as Jay gets the goal after the accidental bump and miscommunication between Ragnarok and Miller, both trying to defend the net. Jay had the angle, took advantage of what's in front of him, and leads to a goal for Case Walden. 3-goal lead here. 2:35 remaining. That one's going to drop down. Miller going to try to read that one. That's going to be saved. Ragnarok. Oh, the touch. Almost enough to put the ball in the net, but unfortunately unable to do just that. A little bit of a double commit from RVA on the defensive side. Ragnarok's up, trying to track that ball down, dropping it down to RVA Cardinal, but Wubub's going to be saved. Or Wubub is going to save it. RVA Cardinal has a lane, flicks it over. Jay puts it in. Rule Virtual somewhat back in this game. I mean, 2 goals, 2 minutes. That's definitely doable. RVA just has to keep this momentum that they've found within one of their players, RVA Cardinal. Trying to read it for a 3rd goal. That'll be saved from Wubub's getting his savior of the game. Oh, and nearly streaking through. Miller reading the touch. Gets an awkward landing on the ball. He actually catches the ball with his car upside down. That's not what he wanted to do. He wanted to hit the ball still and not just cradle it in. Arnold floats that one. Top crossbar. That's read well and defended well by Case Walden. That one in center position. Dangerous. Almost in. Wububs has 4 saves in this game. If we did a game-by-game MVP, Wububs would definitely take the cake in this one. That ball rolls in. No. RVA Cardinal with the save. X-Ray. Shot's no good. He actually punched the ball out accidentally. I believe he was bumped into it. Center. No goal. RVA Cardinal with the save. RVA Cardinal giving Jay a little taste of his own medicine. It's 40 seconds to go. RVA has a chance to score 2 here. They need 1 very quickly. I'm not sure if Case Walden's going to allow that to happen. X-Ray taking advantage of the miscue on defense, putting it in. And that slight little hesitation of who's going to go back and defend the ball costed RVA there. And X-Ray, we know him. He will take advantage when necessary. 5-2 score. 25 seconds remaining. If you're a fan of 5s, rejoice. RVA Cardinal, 3rd save of the game. So trying to put 1 more in for good measure. Time ticking down here. Great defensive play from Jay. Also getting a demo in. And all Case Walden needs to do is just knock this ball down. They go in it 2-0 in the series. They just need 1 more. I know the game series says 1-0, but it is 2-0. We had to switch servers for those of you who are confused that just joined the stream. But yeah, Case Walden looking stellar. RVA definitely finding their footing in the offensive game, getting more goals than the net. It's just Case Walden is overwhelming them with the demos and bumps and everything in between. So again, back to what I was talking about these potential 3-0 games that we're seeing here is some of them aren't, really necessarily 3-0. I mean, it's one thing if you look at the box score versus actually watching the game. I mean, if you watch this one, RVA is not completely getting dominated here per se. I mean, in the goal count, you can make that argument, but RVA is doing their best against one of the top teams in Division 1 and in the Central region. All right, heading in fast for game number 3. Of this series. Case Walden currently leading 2-0. Jay's up immediately, looking for a double tap. Not good. Wubub's going to get the demo. And he actually gets demoed by Miller within a span of 10 seconds. So they're going up, trying to put it in position. And the past 2 games, we've seen Case Walden go up 2-0 within the first I would say 40 seconds or so. So far, RVA doing a good job of preventing that from happening here. They know it's game 3. They know they need to show a little bit more intensity here. RVA Cardinal trying to fake out X-Ray, but that's a tall task to do in and of itself. And X-Ray takes advantage of the opening and scores for Case Walden. Off the pass from Jay. It's picture perfect. No one there to defend for RVA. The rotations got a little messed up there. And Case Walden has that 1-goal lead. RVA Cardinal and Miller combining. That was almost a shot in, but ball retrieved by Wububs, who's had the bulk of the saves belonging to Case Walden as a team about these last couple games. Jay putting that in position off the crossbar. X-Ray didn't have the angle. See what X-Ray and Wububs can do. Not much of anything there. Miller a nice redirect. Threatening to score. A little surprise for Case Walden's net, but unfortunately, just can't land the surprise. Ragnarok up. That's saved by Wububs again. X-Ray didn't get all of that touch that he wanted. That ball is in center position. Oh my goodness, Jay juggling that away. What a fantastic solo play to prevent RVA from scoring, because if Jay wasn't there, I'm not sure if Case Walden's there to defend that. Wububs faking out one, pushing Miller to the side. RVA Cardinal demoing Jay. Is that going to be enough for the defense? At least for now, it looks like it. All three members of Case Walden wanted a piece of the ball, trying to put it in. Jay trying to redirect his car and gets demoed in the process. Great heads-up play from RVA Cardinal there. Jay comes back with a vengeance, almost getting one in. That ball's over Wububs. X-Ray demoing RVA Cardinal. He has to get the ball away, and he does, just in time. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place there, and X-Ray finding a way to prevent the goal from going in, and Jay somehow puts one in for Case Walden. What a wild sequence. Jay just bouncing that one in. None of the RVA players expecting that bounce. RVA Cardinal and Miller trying to combine. All three members really trying to go in for a save, but unfortunately just couldn't make it happen. Ragnarok trying to put it over X-Ray. That's a tall task. Saved by RVA Cardinal. And RVA again facing a 2-goal deficit, which they tried to come back from in game 2. Just ran out of time. Ragnarok with the save. That one's in center position for Jay. It's another save. And RVA has just been forced to play defense for most of this series, and that's ultimately why they have not been able to really stay on the offensive push here. That one almost in for X-Ray. Ragnarok going up. Can he put it in? Yes, he does. Threading the needle. My goodness. Ragnarok. Beautiful air roll. Right behind Wububs. Fabulous positioning. And RVA within 126 to go here in game 3. That ball centered. Nobody in the vicinity for Case Walden, at least for the moment. RVA Cardinal get it past one. They're going to have to redirect his car again, but he doesn't need to, because X-Ray with a double tap once again for Case Walden. Just putting his stamp on the game. He doesn't want to drop a single game. He doesn't want to drop nothing. All business. And Case Walden trying to close this thing out 3-0, 1 minute to go. But RVA not going down without a fight. And you got to give credit to RVA, a team that was also in the High School Esports League Central Division. Didn't make it as far as Case Walden, but definitely a great representative of WIHSEA. And I got to mention in a Mario Kart Time Trials as well, they did well. But X-Ray, again, scoring for Case Walden. Picture perfect pass off the right wall from Wububs, and that leads to a goal for X-Ray. 35 seconds to go. Case Walden just showing up, making sure they don't get fined, and handling business as they usually do. Oh, Wububs almost trying to get a double of his own. X-Ray trying to... Is that a quadruple tap? That would have been nuts if that would have went in. While surging into the palms of Ragnarok. Gets the save. With mere seconds to go. Case Walden going to advance to 3-0 on the season. While RVA is going to drop to 2-1. And they will play their respective games in the second round of Week 2 action. So a 3-0 victory for Case Walden on their pursuit. They still have not dropped a single game, so it's 2-0, 6-0 game record. Now, with the updated stuff, they are at 3-0, 9-0. Great position to be in for Walden, as we are in a little bit of a break here. We have about 20-ish minutes before the next matchup starts, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick break and make sure the overlays and everything is set up, and I will be back shortly. Do not go anywhere. Grab a drink, grab something to eat, and be back here around maybe 10-15 minutes or so, but I'll be back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have returned. I have all the overlays and stuff updated for our second match of the doubleheader for Varsity Week 2, WIHSEA Winter 2025 Rocket League. We have the Elkhorn Elks taking on the Sheboygan South Red Wings. So we'll go right into team notes for both squads. So, as you see on the left-hand side, we have the Elkhorn Elks. Their players consist of Landon, their captain, who is a Grand Champion 1. Random Name, who's a Grand Champion 1. Choke on Joke, who is a GC. I know that doesn't say that on there. It says Flicks, but I got a updated lineup for Elkhorn Elks during the break. So Choke on Joke will be their third man, Grand Champion as well. And their sub will be Sir Julian, who is a Diamond 1, I believe. Yes, Diamond 1. Winter 2024 season statistics for the Elkhorn Elks. They went 3-4 overall. They finished 5th in Division 1's Group A conference. In playoffs, in the first round, they lost to number 3 Wisconsin Lutheran. And additional notes for Elkhorn as they won 2 spring Rocket League championships back all the way in 2019 and 2021. And during that time period, they had the holy trinity of Rocket League players, as some may say in the space, of Ruxamar, Plotting, and Bolt Destroyer. That team up in debates for the greatest Rocket League team we've ever seen in WIHSEA history, right next to WIHSEA South with Pixlr, Divine, and Rogue Tech, and Joystick. So both of those teams edged in WIHSEA history as two of the best teams we've ever seen by far. And Elkhorn returned last winter 2024, first time since spring 2021, I believe, for Rocket League specifically. So that's definitely one to monitor as well. And Elkhorn had their first little bit of playoff experience last year, and they're trying to get back to it this year. This season so far, 2-0 overall record, 6-2 game record, currently tied for first place in Division 1. Their week 1 matchups went like this. Match 1, a huge win against Chippewa Falls, 3-2. And match number 2 was a win against WIHSEA 3-0, who are trying to find more players to fill in the voids for Pixlr, Divine, and Rogue Tech after they all graduated and, went to their colleges and went separate ways. Winter 2025 roster moves for Elkhorn. They retained pretty much every varsity member that they had from last year. Added a couple more pieces, but nothing really too major changed for Elkhorn. And some fun facts about Elkhorn Area High School. The school size is approximately 974 students, 15-1 student-to-teacher ratio. And their mission statement is dedication to deliver a positive learning experience. Moving on, we have Sheboygan South Red Wings, who are a new team to WIHSEA Rocket League this season. Players and ranks consist of Johnny V, their captain, Champion 3. Also Angel, Diamond 3. Angry Emoji, a Champion 3. And Hudson T, their sub, Diamond 1. So I believe Johnny V was questionable to play this game with an illness, but he is active, and he will be playing for Sheboygan South Red Wings this afternoon/evening. Winter 2025 season statistics. Regular season 1-1 overall, 5-3 game record. They're currently tied for 7th place in Division 1. So yeah, there's like portion of teams that are tied for first, portion of teams that are tied for 7th, but that'll differentiate once we get done with this one and we look at the overall standings of where Division 1, 2, and 3 stand. And for Sheboygan in their debut season so far, they've suffered a loss to WIHSEA West 3-2. So very close game against WIHSEA West. One of the teams that shockingly got beat, I believe, in the playoffs last year by Whitefish Bay, excuse me. I always get those two schools mixed up. I know the first name starts with a W and there's a Bay at the end, so that's why I get confused, for those of you wondering. Week 1, match 2, they defeated Green Bay Southwest 3-0, who are no scrubs at all. Green Bay Southwest are a really solid team, so definitely a great win for Sheboygan South in their inaugural campaign. And some fun facts to end it off for the notes. School size approximately 1,335 students. Mission statement: create a safe and caring environment where students can learn and prepare for their future. Embraces a we mentality, emphasizing collaboration between everybody in the building. The school history: they opened in 1960 to replace Sheboygan Central High School. The original mascot and newspaper and yearbook came from the Sheboygan Central High School, and sort of, came in with Sheboygan South as they moved from Sheboygan Central. Not sure where I was going with that before, but caught myself there. And a unique class schedule that they have is called the FlexMod, which allows students to personalize their high school experience and encourages students to take advantage of course offerings that include college level work and work based experiences. And lastly, Sheboygan South Band Boosters. Say that one 5 times fast. SSBB. Nonprofit raising funds for Sheboygan South's band program. The mission is to fund band trips and other expenses and organizes fundraising events that include concession related things. So that is all the notes I have for this matchup, and I'm expecting this one to be it's a little more unpredictable, I'd say, because we knew coming in Case Walden was one of the top teams in Division 1, but these two teams are sort of in the midline per se. So I can see this one going either way. I just think with the way Elkhorn has started their season, I mean they could get the upper hand here, but I'm gonna say Elkhorn, maybe 3-1 here for this one. In theory, this one should be a lot closer than Case Walden and RVA, but I mean, what can you really do at the end of the day? You can't really script this out, so it is what it is. Sometimes there's 3-0, sometimes there's 3-2s. It just works the way it works sometimes. But nonetheless, still hoping for a great game between the Elkhorn Elks and Sheboygan South. And immediately following this game's conclusion, I will be going into WIHSEA Leaguespot and checking all the standings for Divisions 1, 2, and 3 to see where the league stands, and then I will sign off. Audio got a little bugged out. Apologies for headphone users watching this. So now we wait for the arrival of the Elks and the Red Wings. I can check and see what Elkhorn and Sheboygan South did in their previous matchup. Sheboygan South took on Madison West and Elkhorn took on Bayport. So I'll try to fetch those statistics real quick while we are waiting. So Elkhorn did defeat Bayport 3-0, so they are now 3-0 on the season. With a 9-2 game record, and Sheboygan South, defeated Madison West 3-1, so they are now 2-1 on the season. So go in it now. Get started. Make it a little more accurate. 3-0 for the Elkhorns. There we go. Now we're up to date. Sheboygan South did beat Madison West 3-1, so that would make their game record be 8-4 with a 2-1 game record. So that's a solid start for a new school. Looks like we have all of Elkhorn in the lobby. We're just waiting for Sheboygan South to make their appearance. All right, so Sheboygan South should be making their way into the lobby shortly here. Yep, I forgot that Sheboygan South was going to have a different coach surveying the team this afternoon, so that's on me. So Sheboygan South should be getting ready to go here. And there we go. Sheboygan South in the lobby. And looks like we will be ready to go on time. Alrighty, game one of Elkhorn versus Sheboygan South about to be underway right now. Elkhorn getting the advantage with the kickoff to start this one. Choke on Joke trying to get his center. Landon going up. Beautiful clear. Random name bumping one. Can he bump Johnny V? No, Johnny V puts a move on him actually. Landon soaring into the sky. That time redirect from Choke on Joke. A beautiful bump by random name. And Elkhorn scoring. My goodness, what a play from Elkhorn. Just a simple little love tap right there from random name, but Elkhorn still finding a way to get the goal. Putting the ball right where it needs to be in the net, where it matters most, and Elkhorn taking a 1-0 lead so far. That's a center, almost a goal for Sheboygan South. Knocked away. Sheboygan South not letting up without a fight here. Johnny V going up. Landon can't get the touch. The rebound off the crossbar. Gets that touch. Random name with a save. Angry Emotes dropping that over to Johnny V, who slings it down the field near enemy territory. Elkhorn regaining it fast. Choke on Joke with 0 boost. Angel flipping that one. Trying to just keep it away from the Elks at this point. Choke on Joke with the center. Angry Emoji, also Angel in the back. Trying to figure out what's going to happen, and Landon just drops it on one of the players of Sheboygan South for a goal. I believe that was Johnny V that got caught up in the entanglement there. An accidental backflip costed him there, and unfortunately just letting that one in for Elkhorn, and that's a hard ball to save for sure. Just when you get caught off guard, it's really difficult to save some of those shots. Choke on Joke trying to go for a possible double tap here. Doesn't get the full effect as the ball touches the ground. Ball popped up. Landon trying to score. It's a reoccurring theme here. We saw Case Walden get a couple 2-0 leads in their series against RVA to start things out. We'll see if Sheboygan South can really crack the code here. Random name, centering it for Choke on Joke, putting it in. And the Elks are continuing to resurge within WIHSEA. Too early to tell if they will be the definitive champions because we're only in week 2, but you gotta imagine Elkhorn is going to ride up in the rankings here and try to stake their claim at a division title down the line. Because they've had the experience from last year against Wisconsin Lutheran, a team that was the 3 seed. They answered in as the 14th seed, so just that little bit of playoff experience might do them wonders to go a little bit further in their winter 2025 campaign, hypothetically speaking, of course. Choke on Joke with the demo on the Johnny V. And Sheboygan South not really able to get anything going offensively. It's just Elkhorn suffocating them to their own half. Johnny V, though, might change that. Choke on Joke getting the clear. Slightly tapping the ball. At the front end of his car. Johnny V missing a touch. A beautiful pinch from Random Name. That's going to be in center position immediately. Angry Emoji with the clear. Miscommunication on the side of Sheboygan. It's Johnny V trying to flick that one up. Choke is going to make the save. Landon with the center. Angel popping that one up for Angry Emoji. And the captain for Elkhorn stiffening that one out. Like a canine that time. Angry Emoji with the save. See what Johnny V can do here. He's been trying to flick the ball over Elkhorn defenders, but they're just not biting. The bait's too thin for Elkhorn to fall into the trap. Johnny V, let's see what he can do here. Trying to flick it over Random Name. Angel goes flying into the Elk's net. Try to maybe redirect that flick from Johnny V. Sheboygan South has a conceptual understanding of what they want to do on offense. They just cannot get their plan to formulate on the field. Elkhorn just raining down from the heavens. Choke on joke. Putting that one in. That's a commanding 4-0 lead for Elkhorn. 32 seconds remaining. Johnny V gonna try to read that touch off the wall. Landon not gonna give him enough time to do anything with it. Ball centered. Choke on joke. Nearly there to put it in. Landon coming in for the finishing touch, but Sheboygan South does well on the defensive end. Johnny V's shot going to be saved. Trying to get a fast one in there to get some momentum in for game 2, perhaps. Elkhorn looking for a possible buzzer beater goal here. Could they get it? No, they are rejected, but they get the win regardless in game 1. Man, you know, I gotta say, this overlay matches so well with the in-game colors in Rocket League. This is amazing. Especially with the purple for Elkhorn. This is pretty sick. Nonetheless, game 1 going to Elkhorn. Definitely the more aggressive team in this one. Limiting Sheboygan South to only their end of the field. Meaning that they were on defense for primarily 3/4 of that game. Within that last 10 seconds or so, we did see Sheboygan South try to formulate a goal with Johnny V, but unfortunately Elkhorn, again, just not allowing anything to go in. Johnny V again, a demo. Start us off in game 2. That ball's popped up. Random Name in the vicinity. Multiple players whiffing on that one. Oh my goodness. Angry Emoji trying to clear that away. Angel's going to miss it as well. And it's always crazy in these first 15 or so seconds when not a lot of players have boosts on the field and they all just try to go for the ball if it's in a certain person's half. Definitely is the nucleus for chaos. Angry Emoji trying to send that one over the middle for also Angel. Running out of boost. Johnny V still has some in the tank. He's going to have to rotate back, though. Angel popping that one towards midfield. He landed. Passing it over to Choke on Joke. Intercepted by Johnny V. Landed on the redirect. Oh, my goodness. Or, excuse me, the rebound. Almost putting that one in. Landed looking for a double tap. Hits it perfectly, and it's in. We'll have to review that to see if it hit the ground at all. Just barely hit the ground. We'll still count it as a double tap. Landon showing out, the captain for the Elkhorn Elks, trying to resurge their way back to the top of the Rocket League rankings in WIHSEA after being gone for so long. That's the nice thing about WIHSEA being around for about 7 years, is we have history within every esport that we offer here. You just got to dig down deep and you got to find it. You got to find the history and you got to create the storylines with it. That's what my goal is primarily on these streams, and that's what makes it all the more fun. Joke on joke. See what he can do. Nothing much. Just trying to get it away from Johnny V. Elkhorn doing a great job of playing time of possession and making sure Sheboygan South can't do anything. That's a demo from Landon, but that's a save from Also Angel. Heads up play from Sheboygan South. Joke on joke, trying to do a little bit of a flip reset of some sort. Also Angel pinching it the wrong way, but also was the right way because Johnny V was there to read it. Angry Emoji from the ceiling. Johnny V, can he put it in? No. That was a beautiful setup for Sheboygan South. It just could not capitalize. It's still in position. Johnny V backing it up. Random name. Good way to stay with the opposition. Angry Emoji centering. Also Angel gonna miss that one. For Sheboygan South, they're just trying to get a goal here. They're within one. Angry Emoji going for a center. Didn't get the full effect of the flip off the sidewall there. Johnny V centering it. Oh my goodness! Almost a double tap for Johnny V. I could have made a Johnny Bravo reference if he would have scored there. My goodness. That was an amazing attempt that was just barely saved from the Elks. Angry Emoji with the center. Johnny V not able to bang it in there. That one, is it going to fall for Elkhorn? No. Johnny V with the save. He's really stepped up in this game too. Also Angel trying to carry this one up the wall here. Has a little bit of boost to try and put a shot on net. That's going to be saved though by Landon. Right in front of his face. Johnny V gonna have to turn on this one. He's gonna sit, wait, catch it. Oh! Fakes out, choke on joke. Who gets the demo on the Also Angel? Random name there. That one centered. Choke did not have the angle that time for Elkhorn. This one's getting intense. The final 20 or so seconds. Can Sheboygan South get it off their half just one more time for a glimpse of hope here? All three players, minimal amount of boost. Angry Emoji shot over the middle of the field, popped up by Choke on Joke. Also Angel in position. That's going to get 50'd off by Random Name. Oh, can they keep it up? Johnny V has boost. So does Angel. Goes off of Emoji's car. Angel popping it up. Left side of the wall. Can he put the shot? Oh, no. It touches the ground. Oh, no. If it would have went off the wall, Sheboygan South would have had an opportunity to try and put that goal in. Oh, Elkhorn surviving Sheboygan South that time. I mean, the Red Wings tried everything there and hope it stuck, and you know it was getting pretty sticky for a moment there, but unfortunately not enough substance to net a goal for Sheboygan South. I mean, you know, this series might be 2-0, but it's feeling like a 3-2 series right now. Quick shout out to everybody that is currently watching the Varsity Week 2 WIHSEA Winter 2025 Rocket League stream. Saw Case Walden versus RVA earlier on in the stream. Case Walden winning that one 3-0. We're seeing Elkhorn versus Sheboygan South right now. Elkhorn with a 2-0 lead. If they win the third game, they win the best of 5 series, advance to 4-0, while Sheboygan South drops to 2-2. Landon kicking us off with the demo. On to also Angels. Johnny V is shot immediately. That's going to be saved by Choke. Landon pops that up for Choke on Joke. Reads that one, but it's going to be a save. Landon with the demo. On to Angel. Johnny V putting in position for his teammate. Angel just cannot make the read. Angry Emotes, though, has the lane. Choke on Joke getting the save. Landon shot just off. Angry Emotes, nice touch to keep it away from their net here. Johnny V, another save. Sheboygan South just trying their best here to contend with this Elkhorn team. Landon popping it up. Choke on Joke in the air. Not able to connect with the ball. Landon with the center. Random name. Waiting to see what Angry Emoji is going to do. Angel comes in and cuts that one off. Johnny V in the air. Threatening position here for Elkhorn, but Landon staying calm here. Random name has an open lane. Drops it in for the Elks. Only took a matter of time before the Elks were going to be on the board again. They just waited and found their opportunity. Capitalized on it. That's been the theme of this week's stream, as well as a lot of others, is capitalizing on the openings and mistakes from the enemy team, and also just finding ways to make them come alive in your own way. Landon, center. That's going to be saved. Random name popping that one up. That's going to be saved by Angel. Angry Emoji. Caught in a sticky situation. Landon with the center. Random name. Oh my goodness! A defensive blunder for Elkhorn! And Johnny V, finally. Oh mama, what a goal that is for Johnny V. Or could we call him a Johnny Bravo? 1-1. 2:29 remaining. Angel trying to ride off that momentum from his captain. That's going to be saved off by Elkhorn. Can Sheboygan South get their first lead in a game this series? We shall see. Emoji and Angel not on the same page. They're going to have to rotate back. All players, minimal boost. Angry Emoji down the middle of the field. Angel in the position. That's going to be saved. Johnny V's shot going to be saved. And now the pressure starting to fall in the lap of the Elkhorn Elks here. Got to take control. Johnny V keeping the ball in play. Has a little bit of boost to maybe flick it over one, but random name come up from behind, steal the ball from him. Angel regaining it. Oh my goodness, the center. No! Angry Emoji almost getting it in, but Landon denies all fantasies of Sheboygan South getting this lead. Random name putting it in for Elkhorn. Oh my goodness, this is a fabulous game 3. So many near falls. Random name putting another in for Elkhorn. Can Johnny V get a second one here? He gets the center. Angel not in position. Angry Emoji is the random name going crazy right now. We got to come up with a new nickname for this guy because this is not random name anymore. He is not random. He is well known. Angry Emoji dropping that one down. There's an opening for Angel to score. Oh no, the teammate Johnny V gets in the way. And that's a save for Choke on Joke. Unfortunate miscue for Sheboygan South. As that could have tied the game. Johnny V with the demo on a Choke on Joke. Angry Emoji in position. Choke on Joke. Not able to read it. No! Angry Emoji. Not able to read the touch. Also Angel in the back line. Emoji. Just gingerly saving it, but Sheboygan South has to get it going here. They have to get one more in. Can they keep it up? They almost kept it up last game. Can they do it this time? No, they don't. Elkhorn drops it, and a heartbreaker for Sheboygan South as Elkhorn walks out of this one 3-0. But ladies and gentlemen, this was not a 3-0 series. This was a 3-2 series through and through, but unfortunately, the scoreboard is not going to be in favor of Sheboygan South, and it'll go down as a 3-0 victory for Elkhorn Elks. As they come away 4-0 after week 2, and Sheboygan South goes 1-1 again. Or excuse me, it should be 2-2. They go 1-1 again for the second consecutive week. Nothing bad about that. Sheboygan South, a very solid team. I'm impressed with what I've seen. I mean, they're a new school coming into this. You know, they're not used to the high-end competition yet that we have in the association. But I mean, they did a great job, all things considered. I'm proud of them, especially for a new school. Sometimes we don't know if the new schools are going to be, you know, up to snuff right away. But you know, I think Sheboygan South, give them time, and they're going to be a really, really solid team down the line. But Elkhorn 4-0. I mean, what more can you say about the Elks? They're coming back for gold, and they haven't won since spring 2021, right before I joined this league. So it would be nice to see them win again, and obviously it would be nice to see a team like Case Walden win with X-Ray in his last, you know, year as a WIHSEA competitor. So we'll see how the chips fall for winter 2025 down the line, but we will look at the Leaguespot standings. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it over to the intro real quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and boot up Google Chrome and get that window ready to look at the WIHSEA Leaguespot stats before we end today's stream. I gotta say, this was a fabulous stream once again. I think this doubleheader system is working wonders for sure. I mean, we're getting higher than usual viewership, so I mean that's one thing as well. But I mean, just more Rocket League action and more ways to analyze the teams too. I mean, you go from 7 games to 14 games. That's twice as much intel on a team than usual. So that's definitely one of the great things I like about this doubleheader setup that we got going for us. Can't believe the window is ready. So I'll go ahead and put that in. Here we go. So if you want to look at these statistics yourself, you can go over to WIHSEA.leaguespot.gg. Here you will see everything that we have. So we have the spring stuff, we have the community tournament, some of them starting, some of them not starting yet. We have the fall stuff, scrimmages are in their own category, I believe. Winter stuff is right here. So we'll go ahead and look at, what should we start with? We'll go D3, D2, and D1. We'll do that. So Division 3. See what kind of results we have. So Deerfield getting a 4-foot win over Bonduel. Bocelli getting a 3-0 win against Thorpe Varsity. WHS taking down Random Blake. Williams Bay picking up a win over WIHSEA Fremont. Barron defeating Stanley Boyd. School in their second year of Rocket League competition. Brookfield Academy taking down Watoma in a 3-2 series. Interesting. So let's take a look at those scores here. Yeah, that's pretty close. That's good to know for future intel. Uh, Valder's picking up a forfeit win over SLS St. Lawrence. Little Wolf defeating Anthony Akers. Gillette defeating Horicon. Gibb defeating blank varsity team. Not sure what team that was before. Phillips defeating WLA. Vega Lutheran Academy. We'll go on to round 4. And most of these matches are complete. Bocelli walking away with another win. I believe they advanced to 4-0 on the season, as well as Barron. Deerfield looking to play their game against Thorpe. Williams Bay taking down Watoma. Valder's getting their victory over Stanley Boyd. Brookfield Academy getting a forfeit. Gillette getting another forfeit. Little Wolf getting another win. Phillips getting a forfeit win. Yeah, a lot of forfeit wins in Division 3. It's not a good look. All right, so we'll scroll down here to... Oh, and a reminder, we do have a Varsity Mario Kart and Varsity Fortnite. Varsity Mario Kart is not streamed. Varsity Fortnite is streamed. Wednesdays at around 3 p.m. or so. Alrighty, so we'll look at Division 2. One of the conferences that is going to be one to watch, or division's going to be one to watch for sure. Whitefish Bay getting a win over Two Rivers. Ripon actually getting a forfeit win over Jefferson. Interesting. St. Croix defeating Freedom 3-0. Fox Valley Lutheran defeating West Salem 3-0. Wisconsin Lutheran defeating Ashland 3-1. MSL defeating New London. Wow, that's a nice logo for Milwaukee School of Languages. That's awesome. Sauk Prairie defeating East Troy via forfeit. Martin Luther taking their game against Wilmot 3-0. Or Washington taking their game against Beloit Turner 3-0. Waterford picking up a victory against Vincent Varsity and Grafton on a bye. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you're ready for week 3's doubleheader, but we're gonna have something great in store. I know some people around the league know because they've already looked at the schedule. For those watching who don't know, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Just wait and see what happens. So the second round of matches for week 2 look like this. Whitefish Bay defeating Ripon. Grafton defeating Two Rivers. Freedom getting a forfeit win over Jefferson. St. Croix getting a forfeit win over Ashland. Fox Valley 3-0 against MSL. I believe Fox Valley's 4-0 on the year, as well as Martin Luther. Wisconsin Lutheran getting a forfeit win. Martin Luther, New London in progress. Sauk Prairie, Vincent in progress. Port Washington defeating Waterford. Wilmot defeating Beloit Turner. West Salem on a bye. And here are the current rankings for Division 2. I'll go back to Division 3 and do those since I forgot to do that. But St. Croix on top, followed by Wisconsin Lutheran, Fox Valley, Whitefish Bay, Martin Luther, Port Washington, etc. So we'll see how things shake up for Division 2. And all these stats will be finalized probably, I would say, about 20 or 30 minutes before the stream officially concludes. So if you want to view everything yourself, go right ahead and do that. Alrighty, so in Division 3, we have Brookfield Academy going 5-0, followed by Little Wolf, Phillips, Barron, Bocelli, Williams Bay, etc. And to bring it home for us, we will go over to Division 1. Where we have our game, our first match of the doubleheader that concluded. Case Walden taking down RVA 3-0. And what wasn't a 3-0 series really, but on paper it will be. Chippewa Falls getting the victory against the Waukesha South Black Shirts. Slinger and Brookfield Central still in progress. Elkhorn defeating Bayport as well as Sheboygan South. Waterford Union. Or, excuse me, not Waterford Union. Hartford Union taking the victory against West De Pere. Sheboygan South getting a 3-0 win against Madison West. Appleton East versus Smash. Wow. 3-2. Southwest and Cedarburg in progress. Kimberly versus Appleton North. Kimberly coming away with a 3-0 win. Waukesha West defeating Mugwanago. And New Richmond versus Wausau West came down to the wire. It looks like 3-2 win for New Richmond, and Horlick defeating, I'm not sure which team this is. Let's see. Eau Claire North. Okay. So Horlick defeating Eau Claire North. And to wrap us up, we'll go to round 4. Wausau West defeats Kimberly. Case Walden defeats Waukesha South. RVA defeats Brookfield Central Lancers. Chippewa Falls defeats Bayport. Slinger beats West De Pere in a 5-game series. Elkhorn defeats Sheboygan South, which we saw on stream. Hartford Union and Stevens Point currently ongoing. Cedarburg, Madison West in progress. Appleton East defeating Appleton North. So Appleton East getting the better of that Appleton little rivalry there. McGuanago defeating Southwest. New Richmond getting a forfeit win against Eau Claire North. And Horlick and Waukesha West have yet to play, or at least not been updated in Leaguespot as of right now. But that will do it for me on today's Varsity Week 2 WIHSEA Winter 2025 Rocket League season. Come on back for next week's stream on January 14th, 2025, Week 3, doubleheader. You don't want to miss it because there is going to be one game that is going to maybe decide who might win the Division 2 playoff, or who might, sway people's predictions to go one way or the other, but you guys will see it soon. Thank you to everybody for watching today's stream for the Week 2 doubleheader that featured Case versus RVA and Elkhorn versus Sheboygan South. I am Anderson Jr. signing out. Have a great rest of your